LpsHoney and welcome back to a new video. Today I had the idea to do a customizing challenge with my LPS. Some of you may know, especially if you follow my Instagram or TikTok, that I have really been into customizing LPS and trying to improve my painting skills overall. And while I have been making a lot of progress in terms of my more elaborate customs with sculpting and painting, I wanted to kind of go back to the roots of customizing and do a simple custom but make it a bit more challenging. So today I'm going to be attempting to make a LPS custom from scratch for under $10. I want this video to not only be an inspiration to anyone who's interested in customizing, to show you guys that you don't need to pour a lot of money into this hobby to make some cool ideas, but also I'm hoping that other LPS customizers will kind of join me on this little challenge and make their own customs for under $10 as well. I think for a lot of collectors, myself included, looking at all the customizers online, it's so easy to feel disgruntled and like you'll never get to their level because they're so crisp and clean, and there are so many customs that have amazing sculpting and so much time and effort put into them, and then you get sucked into this toxic loop of comparing your customs to others and feeling like you're just not doing good enough. So that's what inspired today's challenge, just kind of going back to the original roots of painting and customizing an LPS on a budget and seeing what you can create. Of course, I'm going to take you guys along this whole process and put all of the prices of the items I'm going to be using on screen as well as in the description so you guys can know the total price of everything. But like I said, this challenge is for under $10, so that's what we're sticking to. First up is pets. I got a pack of 5 from AliExpress for $5, so that's $1 per pet. An amazing deal, link in bio. For today's custom, I'm going to be using this little goat. He's adorable. Next is paint. Some good cheap acrylic paint sets you back maybe $2. And lastly, paintbrushes. You can get these for about $1 each. Now that we have all of our tools laid out, as well as our little subject for customizing, let's get on to the actual design as well as my inspiration behind it. So let's talk about the painting and my inspiration. I'm going in with a black acrylic paint. It is watered down, so I need to do a few layers. This helps stop it getting streaky, and I highly recommend it. It will look patchy at first, but the more layers you build up, the better. My inspiration specifically for this pet was goats, obviously, but demonic goats, kind of the symbol of Satan, etc. I just thought it would be a cool character for a horror video. If anyone has seen the movie The Witch, you may know of a character called Black Phillip. This was definitely inspired by Black Phillip. If you haven't seen the movie The Witch, please don't watch it if you're under 18. It is a very adult movie. Obviously, because I wanted to stick to the budget of $10, I only used a few colors and a few simple designs, but I still wanted to make it look unique. Here is his body after 2 coats of black paint, looking nice and smooth. I went in with a mixture of black and white paint to make this gray color that I used for his hair. This also took about 2 to 3 coats because, again, I watered down the paint to kind of stop streakiness. I've noticed that Gen 6 pets are very forgiving when you paint the plastic, like the streakiness doesn't show up as much. So if you're somebody who's starting out in customizing, Gen 6 is really good if you just want to like get a nice smooth base. As for the eyes, I knew this was going to take a lot of building up because I'm painting color on top of black, so it's always going to be difficult. I wanted to, of course, have striking red eyes to show the kind of evil look behind him. So I built it up and then added a bit of orange and also a little bit of like pinks and yellows, kind of just mixing it all in to kind of give some shadow and depth to the eyes. I also wanted him to have an angry look, so I went in and gave him some little eyelids. I also did quite a lot of detail work on the eyes off camera, and this is because I am blind and I have pretty shaky hands. So when I'm doing small work like the eyes, it's kind of difficult for me to show it on camera. I was able to capture me doing the little goat-shaped pupil areas. And of course I did paint his nose and horns white. I later on went in with some orange and red and kind of just gave the horns a bit of almost like shading. But with the eyes, I am adding some little highlights, and then of course the white highlight as well to make it look more LPS. Hello! It is the next day, and I really hope some of the footage I recorded was usable, because Lord knows this camera is slowly giving up on me and the focus is horrendous. But in all seriousness, hopefully I can use some of the footage and it's not too bad. But I have finished my goat, and I'm going to show it to you guys just fully painted, no varnish on the eyes, because I do like to gloss up the eyes, but of course buying a varnish for the eyes would cost an extra amount of money, so I am going to show it to you bare bones without the gloss. And here he is, our little devil goat, a little demon goat, whatever you want to call him. He is completed. I am very happy with him. I think the black and gray came out so nicely together, and the eyes really pop. I'll give you guys a closer look at the eyes here. Like I mentioned, there is no gloss on these eyes. For the sake of staying in budget, I wanted to show you guys what the eyes looked like when they were matte, because like I said, glossing them would cost an extra bit of money, and this is all about being in $10 as part of the challenge. And glossing the eyes really does come down to personal preference. Like, I think he looks great just as he is with the matte eyes, and it's something you really don't have to do. If you look at a lot of the original LPS that came out in the early 2000s, most of them didn't have glossy eyes. It's just because we got so used to seeing glossy eyes as the generations continued, but it's not something you really need to do. Me personally though, I am a sucker for glossy eyes, so I am going to be glossing this one's eyes up off camera. But here he is all completed. So let me do a little side-by-side comparison to the original goat. Here's a little before and after, and the vibes are completely different. The two of them are giving off. Our original goat is so innocent and just like a little guy, and the one on the right looks like he's just about to curse my whole bloodline. And I can't lie, that's what I was going for, so I'm very happy with how it was executed. Obviously, I made a horror-themed custom for horror videos, but within this $10 budget, you can really create whatever you want. Just as a little example, this short-haired cat is another pet that I was customizing at the same time as this goat, but just off screen. It is the fuzzy cat, except deflocked, and of course I have a double of it. And even though I didn't film the process for this one, I still wanted to include it as another good example for a pet that was super cheap to customize. I got this pet for incredibly cheap from eBay, and then just used some paints to make it look more unique. And here's a little before and after for that pet as well. You honestly wouldn't even know it is the same LpsHoney, mainly because all of the fuzz has been taken off. But again, show it as an example, because customizing LPS is all up to you and what you like and enjoy. From demonic goats to a simple short-haired cat repaint, the possibilities are endless, and it doesn't have to break the bank. I made my first custom LPS years ago, and it looked pretty horrendous. The idea was there, but the execution definitely wasn't, and I was so upset and worried that I would have to pay tons of money to get really good paint and varnish and good conditioned pets and everything like that, and it was really like disgruntling to think that way. Especially not living in America, I don't have access to a lot of the paints that other customizers use, so my options were incredibly limited, and I was worried I was going to have to import stuff from overseas, and it was just going to cost me so much to even be able to create a custom I liked. But when it comes down to it, it's more so honing your skills and just practicing rather than using all these expensive paints and pets and everything like that. Obviously, if you love spending money on your hobby and customizing, go straight ahead, but I just want to make this video to kind of encourage people that you can use cheap paint, you can use cheap pets, and you can still make something that looks really cool. The whole reason I even started customizing again is because I loved seeing them online, and I was actually being encouraged by fellow LPS creators to customize more, and it really just helped me get over that hurdle of worrying about the price of the equipment I was using, and more so focused on how I was actually painting the pets and what I was doing to kind of make my techniques better. And yeah, he's not the most amazing LPS custom on the planet, but for under $10, I'm super happy with him, and I can't wait to use him in a new video. So let me know what you guys think of him in the comments down below, and let me know if you're going to try and customize some LPS as well. I would love to see them. Tag me on YouTube or Instagram or TikTok if you try it out. I would really, really love to see anybody kind of try this little $10 challenge. I hope y'all enjoyed this video and kind of maybe found some inspiration to customize more. It's so fun, and when a plan comes together like this little guy has, it is so satisfying. So I will leave you guys with some close-ups of him, and I will be glossing his eyes, so the close-ups will have glossy eyes like I want. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, please don't forget to like, comment, and of course subscribe. And I'll see you soon with a new video, and hopefully some more customs to show you guys in the future. But for now, I will see you later. Bye guys! See ya.